What's up, guys? It's Lamont Roach Jr. here, the Reaper. I'm on the TheOnlyKayla Podcast right here with Kayla herself.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode. I am your host, TheOnlyKayla, and today I've got a very special guest. Today I'm here with none other than the world champion, Lamont the Reaper Roach. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Well, thank you for having me. So, guys, first disclaimer. I know I look crazy right now. I'm sweaty. We just knocked out an amazing, intense workout. We got a behind-the-scenes look at all the hard work that Lamont is putting in. So, cut us some slack, right? We just put in that work, okay?
Yeah, we definitely did. Yes, for sure. 100% for a fact. And I'm telling you, she got some hands.
You heard it. He said I got some power to me. Anyway, guys, I'm so excited. We got a big day coming up, March 1st. And so you got your Pooch Ice theme mask going. You look ready. You ready?
I'm on that. I want everybody to know I'm on that. Whoever see this, I'm on that. Whatever you think I'm on, that's what I'm on. 100% for a fact.
So, we were talking just a little bit before, and I was, we were talking about how excited you are. I mean, we're all really excited, but I was saying I'm nervous. I just always get nervous for any boxer that steps in the ring. But you are very confident. You're ready. Tell me a little bit about how the whole entire camping process has been going.
Camp's been going great. Camp has definitely been going great. I've been working very hard, obviously. It's the biggest fight in my career to this point. So, I have to take advantage of everything. I've been working very hard. And like I said, I have my family here, some of my family. I have some of the men with me. Some of the people that work for me are just they are actually family. So that's what keeps everything going. We keep it fun. We keep it fresh. The hard work is hard work, but, they help push me. They give me encouragement, everything. So, they try to make me as comfortable as I can, especially in the times where I'm uncomfortable, where I'm damn near dying in the ring and out here in the gym and stuff like that, because as you can see, it's hot. It is very hot.
What's the temperature here now?
It's probably back up to 90. It was 95 earlier, and it's definitely about the 90, high 80s right now. It's hot in here.
Yeah, it's hot. I'm sweating as we speak. But that's good to hear. I mean, obviously, like you mentioned, it's the biggest fight of your career, and I'm sure you're training extremely hard like you always train. What does this mean for you?
It means a lot to me. I set out to be the best. That's my journey. I've tried to be the best that I can be. I know that I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and this is a perfect opportunity to prove that. My cousin who started me out boxing, who was my trainer, for those who don't know, my cousin Bernard Boogaloo Roach was my original trainer. He passed away in 2017, and we set out on this journey in 2004 to start this journey to be a world champion. I accomplished that. Even though he passed away, I still set out to, make that happen for him. He told me I was going to be one of the best to ever lace up a pair of gloves, and that's what I'm chasing.
Yeah, you're chasing greatness. And it's also such a beautiful thing to see someone so close to you believe in you, train you. And I know, again, if you feel comfortable to talk about this, I know that he passed away right before one of your fights.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that time. You have someone that you love, someone that you trust, someone that, inspired you and has helped you throughout your career, and you lose that, and you're about to go into the ring. What was your thought process, and how were you able to even separate the two and get in there and do the job?
Honestly, it was one of the lowest points in my life. I'd probably say that would be the first time I ever met depression. You go from seeing a man that, was basically like a second father figure, or 13 years of your life straight.
Right.
We go to the gym 5 times a week, and I see him on the weekends sometimes. So I see him every day.
Yeah.
Every day, 13 years straight. And for him to just out of nowhere be gone, that was real detrimental to me. The only thing that was really keeping me together, I would say, was my dad, and the fact that I knew that he would want me to continue on. I really was in tune with his spirit. Spirit never left. If anybody knows him, and you can ask anybody that does know him, that he had the spirit to light up a room, to make a frown turn upside down. I know that's cliche, but really, he was a God-fearing man. He was a lifesaver. He was a life changer. He wasn't just a role model just to me or just to the ones close to me, but anyone he came in contact with. So when I lost that, it's just damn. It's like a real empty space. It was a real empty space for a long time. I ain't gonna lie. Like I said, it was the first time I probably met depression. But the thing was, man, we set out, we started this journey together. I'm going to make sure I accomplish the things that I told him I would. And that's what we did. So with that fight coming up, it was just like, it's hard not to think about. That's all I could think about. But I know I had to get my work done. I ended up knocking the guy out in the first round.
Yes.
Yeah, so, you know, and it was all thanks to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that honestly, just dealing with that alone and then having to prepare or having to just get in that ring shortly after, I'm sure it was very difficult. And I think that also just shines a light on things that happen in a boxer's life that I think that fans and just the outside world may not be privy to. And boxing is such a tough sport, and I couldn't imagine dealing with that and then literally just days later having to get in the ring and having to... it's like, did you feel in that moment like you couldn't even like really be in your feelings because it was like, I need to get in this ring and I need to get the job done?
Yeah, so the thing was, I got the news when I was training.
Yeah.
Like he was, like where it happened to him, he was in the hospital. So after where it happened, it was a real, he suffered a stroke outside and no one was able to get to him in time or whatever. So they got to the hospital, he was in the hospital. And you know, we was awaiting what could happen.
Right.
And when the news got broke to me, I was literally in the middle of a workout. So it was like,
yeah, it was tough.
It was tough.
Yeah.
You know, you go from working out and, you know, hoping for the best.
Right.
And then it all comes crashing down. You cry, you hug. And I think I stopped training that day. I went home, cried some more. I think one of my homeboys came over, and you know, it's just in that moment it's just so surreal. Like it's still like you can't believe it. So it's just like it was real tough. I ain't gonna lie, it was real tough. Yeah. But the next day I had to get up and go to the gym. So it's just like, all right, how can I pack this up and use it to push in his honor? Mm-hmm. I wasn't trying to push it away because I know that's not the answer.
Right.
It was hard for me to grieve because I still had a job to do.
Right. So it was a matter of like, how do I channel this grief, this hurt, this pain, and put it into the ring and really just give it my all?
Yeah.
Well, one, I want to say, you know, condolences. You know, I'm so sorry. I recently lost my uncle. He also had a stroke.
Wow.
And so it was tough and it's hard. And so I understand, you know, the fraction of what you're going through. So that happened. And then now you're starting to train with your dad, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So tell me, what has it like been training with family? Because, you know, sometimes they say don't mix your family with business, but I actually have a different approach. You see my team is all family, and I feel like, yes, sometimes it can get, you know, kind of tricky dealing with family, but I feel like that's who you really need by your side. That's who's going to hold you accountable. That's who's going to tell you, hey, you need to work harder, you need to do better, or you need to improve here.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your experience training with your dad. So
everybody know, I done said it 1,000 times and 1,000 times over and over again, my father is like the A1 model of how to be a dad and a trainer. He knows how to perfectly separate being a father and being a boxing coach. That's what I'm so appreciative of, because I have seen father and son duos go left, right, upside down, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Whether it's a super high profile father-son duo or to the ones that's back home in the area or whatever the case may be. Like, I seen it up close. Some people just don't know how to separate it. And I think that's even me. Like, if my son was to box, I don't think I would train him.
Really?
Hell no.
Why not?
I think I'd be too hard on him. I'm here, like, where I'm at now, I know what it takes. So if I see or feel like he isn't taking the same approach, I think I'll be unfairly hard on him.
Or overly critical of
Exactly.
him, yeah.
And when my cousin was here, my dad was that balance. My cousin was the one who was on my ass. Like,
Yeah.
Like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah, 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 blah. Like, why you not doing this, why you not doing that? He was the stern push. My dad was...
The balance, the healthy balance.
He was the healthy balance. He was my dad. He was the trainer. He's the assistant trainer, but he was my dad. So he understood, and man, he's super dynamic when it comes to that. Like, I'm telling you, like, he damn sure know how to do his damn job, and his other job, and his other job, and his other job, and his other job.
I feel like everybody wears so many hats, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's so awesome to have your dad by your side and to also have him, pick up where your cousin left off, and that you guys have been able to continue in his legacy, and you guys are continuing and setting up for greatness. So
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. And before we get into everything, I want to start and talk a little bit about your background. I know you're from DC. Talk to me a little bit about growing up in DC. What was that like?
So my story is going to be different from probably a whole lot of other people in DC, mainly because everyone is different. Everyone's story is different.
Right.
But me, I was an outside kid. I was outside.
You was outside.
Man, I was outside. I was young, 5 years old. Like,
No, wait, 5?
what? I was outside, literally. Like,
Your son is what, 4, right?
My son is 3. He's
Or
about
3,
to be
but
4
before.
this year.
So
Yes.
imagine him in like a year and a
I
half
couldn't
outside.
see it. Hell no. I couldn't see it.
I tell people times are different now
Yeah,
and
the
back
times
then.
are different.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. But I had plenty of cousins because I'm the oldest. So I had plenty of cousins who I was the youngest when I came around. Like when I came around with my family, I was always the youngest, and until my sister was born. But she's a girl. It
Yeah,
was
so
all
it's different.
boys.
They kind of like took you under their wing.
Yes, for sure. So we was always outside, no matter what. If I was outside, especially with one of them, I was okay.
Yeah, you
And
were
we
good.
ain't come outside. We ain't come in the house until it sounded like my grandma whistle. It's time to come in the house.
She's like, I haven't seen any all day
Yeah,
today. I
like-
think it's time y'all come home.
Man, we used to do everything together. So I grew up in Detroit Park, man. That's on the northwest side of DC. And my grandma, she lived on W Street. And I went to school over there. I was over there every day. My parents went to work, so they dropped me off every day. I used to basically live over there with my grandmother. They dropped me off every day, every morning, whatever the case may be, or I spend the night at my grandma's house. She lived on W Street, and then I don't know if people would know, but the legendary Georgia Avenue is right there, and we lived on the corner of the 400 block of W Street. I got in trouble one time. This I'm gonna tell you how I was really outside. I was
Okay,
probably
tell me.
6, 7 years old.
Oh my God, 6, 7.
I asked my grandmother, "Can we go to McDonald's?" All I heard was yes.
That's all you heard.
The little money I had enough to get a McChicken, a 4-piece nugget, and a fry.
She had a good like $5 to $6.
I had a good $4. Yes, that got me a small fry, a nugget, and a McChicken. So that was cool.
6,
I walked
7.
with my cousin who was around. We was the same age. His birthday was just before mine. We walked to the McDonald's, and on Georgia Avenue by ourselves. But you gotta think, we like 7 years old.
Tiny.
7. I come
Babies.
out the McDonald's. All I see is my mother, like. Cause you can't hear, cause I can see, cause like it's.
You were
like
behind the window?
I was behind the door. Like I
Yeah.
didn't like. Soon as I'm walking out, I didn't open the door yet. All I see is her mouth. Just,
I know you
and
were
she
like,
didn't tell
hell
you.
no.
I was like, oh my God, what did I do now? Cause I used to get in trouble. Like if you ask her and if you ask my father, I was a bad kid. So I like to think I was okay,
Yeah.
but I was a bad kid.
Okay.
So. Cause I used to get into stuff. I used to get into
Yeah.
shit. So that's why they put
You
me in
were
sports
kid.
and stuff.
I
Yeah,
feel like
you know what I'm saying?
Every
So-
kid, especially you're a guy, so it's like.
I just see that, and I don't know if this is censored or not, but my mother was like, what the you doing over here? She's like, I'm gonna whoop you. So we get back. It's just a drive. It's like a quick drive because that's we walk, but it's just like a quick drive. She dropped my cousin off. I'm thinking I'm about to go and get she already got my stuff out my grandma's house. I'm thinking I'm about to, so I get out the car. She like, no. She's like, she whipped my ass right there on the street with my ass hanging out the car, like in the street.
Boom, boom.
Who told you to walk to the McDonald's by yourself? So like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
that's just what I was. We used to ride bikes. We used to go everywhere. Candy Lady lived down the street. We walked to the Texaco. We walked to the McDonald's. We walked to Benjamin Banneker. That was our like neighborhood pool recreation center, whatever. We walked to Banneker. I got in trouble at Banneker for swimming in my drawers one time because I had no shorts. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up outside.
Yeah, you grew up outside,
basically,
yeah.
Like, and all my friends and family, like my entire family's from DC. My friends, most of my friends are from DC and stuff like that. So I'm trying not to be outside as much.
Are you
know
still
what I'm
outside
saying?
now at this age?
No,
he's not.
Nah, I
He's
ain't
not.
outside.
He's not.
I ain't outside.
He's not
Nah,
outside. No.
I've been straying away from outside. I'm becoming a figure, and some stuff that I'm used to doing.
You can't do
I
anymore.
can't do anymore, and I'm starting to learn that. I'm starting
Yeah.
to learn that for sure.
For sure. Well, it sounds to me like you had a great childhood.
I had a wonderful childhood. I wouldn't trade it for nothing, and I would do it twice.
I tell people that all the time too. Like, I think about my childhood. I'm like, I had a great childhood. Like, I'm happy I was born when I was born in the time that I was born, because
sure.
I don't think I would be happy now. Like, if I was born now, imagine that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, kids don't go outside enough.
They
Kids don't have enough fun.
We didn't have social media.
We ain't had no social media.
Like, we were
nothing.
just outside.
But what I was saying was, we had to write down phone numbers and take them home.
Yes.
And like it ain't no cell phone where you could just put in. Ain't no Instagram where you could just be like,
have to go
send
to
me
the
your
payphone?
I had to go to the payphone.
He's like, I'm not that old.
Look, I ain't want. I see. She said it, not me. She said it, not me. I
I
had
didn't have to go to the payphone either, guys. Just
Yeah,
for
but
the
I had
record.
I had
I'm
the
not-
cord phone. I had the phone that was in the wall though.
Yes, I had that too at my parents' house.
We dialed a number and then I had to be close to the phone until
Yeah.
we got cordless phones and stuff like that. But it's just I love growing up when I grew up.
So I know you mentioned earlier that because you were outside and you felt like, you were getting into a lot of different things, your parents put you into sports. At what age and what sports were those?
So I started playing football when I was young. I probably started playing football when I was like 5.
You started young.
5 or 6. Yeah, I definitely started. I started real young. And football was my first love. You would ask anybody, I thought I was gonna go to the NFL.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Hey, you never know.
Hell nah. I can't make it now. But back then, nobody could have told
Tell
me
you
different.
otherwise, yeah.
So I played football was my first love. I definitely was. I was a football guy, 100% for a fact. And I started boxing when I was 9. And my dad took me to the gym. When it wasn't really for me, it was for my cousin Jermaine, and it was for him. But I was there because me and my cousin Jermaine, we were tight. Like he used to be over my house. I used to be over their house all the time.
Yeah.
And my dad looked after him a whole lot. So when he took him to the gym, my dad just like, "You want to do it?" And I was like, "I mean, I don't care."
I'll try it.
And it's been a wrap ever since then.
Really?
No breaks, no nothing. Unfortunately, my cousin is he passed away to due to gun violence. But like I said, it's a reason for everything.
Yeah.
I was in that gym for a reason, and I'm glad that I was able to stay the course.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to stay the course. I wouldn't let a lot of outside stuff, really alter my path.
And yeah.
Just like, my cousin got into the streets and stuff like that. It's just like a whole rack of stuff that you be around that's inevitable. He just happened to go that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always outlets to the wrong things, to the right things. It's just
Right.
like personal choice.
Yep. Yeah, I tell people all the time too, like, decisions are going to be the biggest thing in your life, and you have the choice to make a good decision or a bad decision, or a
Yeah.
decision that could go either way.
All the time.
And so I think that, one, it was wonderful that you stayed the course. I'm sure in that you realized how good you really are.
Yeah.
And do you think it also saved you from a lot of things that you could have gotten into?
Most definitely.
Because you were in the gym and you fell in love with it?
Yeah, most definitely. And I think that's a testament to my parents, too.
Yeah.
They tried their best. They definitely tried their best to show me the right way, and then also try to guide me the right way as well. So, they did a good enough job that I was able to, take heed and do the right thing.
We got to give more credit to our parents.
Yeah,
They
for
did a
sure.
great job.
Yeah.
You're a world champion. You've accomplished so much in your career. I think also, when you told me how you started at 9 and it's been like all gas, no brakes, and how you stayed the course and nothing really deterred you from that, I think that also speaks to discipline.
Yeah.
And as a boxer, you have to have a lot of discipline that I think a lot of people, or like on the outside, don't really understand the magnitude of it. So tell me a little bit about the disciplines that you've had to have being in this sport.
A lot of people who boxers say they don't really have a childhood. I'm different.
Yeah.
Like I explained to you, I was outside.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I was always in the gym too.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Work hard. Play hard.
I work hard, and I was able to, do what I can when I
Yes.
was able to. But it's a lot of sacrifices. It is a lot of stuff that you can't do, like especially as a kid, and being going to tournaments that, like, I couldn't eat lunch like the right way like everybody else was doing. I either had to have limited of lunch or eat lunch at a certain time or whatever the case
school?
may be. In school, yeah, because it's like when they serving school lunch, it ain't most nutritious meals or whatever the case may be. So especially you got to lose weight. People be like, oh, why you ain't? I got stuff to do. So, you know what I'm saying? Or it'd be a party that, you know, a whole rack of people trying to go to. Say we in high school. It's a party that you want to go to. It's an event that you want to go to. It's tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you got to fight. Sometimes you got to get ready for a fight. Sometimes I can't go.
Yeah.
So it does happen like that. There's a lot of discipline. It's a whole lot of discipline. But you make it work for you. The sacrifices I made, that I knew 100% for a fact that, all right, I'm doing this for a reason. So, you know, and then I'm competitive. I enjoy winning. So it kind of suited me. Like I'm not accustomed to losing.
Right.
I had over 130 amateur fights, 140 amateur fights. I only lost 16 fights. So, you know, obviously I was doing the right thing.
Yeah, you was in there.
So it all comes down to discipline and what you want. If you set out to do it, you got to be disciplined enough to obtain the goal.
Yeah, and you have. And you're continuing to do so. Now, you mentioned you had an incredible record in the amateurs. You have a great record now. What would you say is more difficult, being in the amateurs or being, you know, a professional boxer?
Damn, I never got asked that question. That's a good question.
You just said you had 130 to 140 amateur fights.
Yeah, it was a lot. I think.
Or would you say it's more tougher?
I think it was tougher being an amateur boxer. You got a lot of stuff going on because you're in school.
Right.
You fight back to back to back to back to back, like every night, stuff like that. You got to stay weight. You got to stay on weight for a week straight, and stuff like that. It's just, I think being an amateur was a little tougher. Just a little tougher. Now, like as a professional, you know, you grown. You on your own time, and you grown enough to make the decisions on, like, you know, your own.
Yeah.
When you're young and you don't got a car and all that stuff, like, get your ass up, we about to go run.
Yeah,
like,
it's
you know
like,
what I'm saying? Like,
you don't have a choice.
Yeah,
you have to just do
choice.
whatever is thrown at you.
You have to. Now that I'm a professional, I said like, I can like basically set my own schedule.
Yeah, you choose when you want to fight. You choose what fight you want to take.
Yep.
I think also now too, right? You can, like you had mentioned, right? You're gonna do recovery. You're gonna do all those. So there's also different resources that you have available now that you obviously didn't have back then.
Most definitely.
And I would say, right? I mean, 130. 145, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Amateurs would be a little bit tougher. But obviously, anytime you guys get in the ring, you guys are putting your life on the line.
Yeah.
So at what point did you realize, okay, this is literally like, I want to do this professionally, I'm going to do this, and there's nothing that's going to stop me?
Realistically speaking, I knew boxing was it. Now, I wasn't thinking about professionals at the time, but I knew boxing was it when I got to high school. Because them motherfuckers was getting big and I was still losing weight. And I still wanted to play football. So I was like, all right, let me weigh my options real quick. These guys, they getting bigger, taller. They got to eat 3, 4, 5 times a day so they can be a certain weight. I'm over here losing weight so I can make a certain weight class for just a few months, and I'm just like, all right, I'm supposed to get on the field with them. Let me do my research. I'm number 1 in the nation in my age and weight, and these big high school dudes, it's 1,000 more people better than me at one position that I'm playing. What am I gonna do?
Boxing.
I took off. I stopped playing football. It was over with. I ain't think about football the same ever since. Now, I'm a football fan. I love football.
What's your favorite team? Who's your
Commanders, of course.
Okay.
I'm a Redskins fan, but the Commanders are my team because the name changed.
Yeah.
And we're not going to talk about the past.
Okay,
but the Commanders, they trust me.
Okay.
The Commanders is it. Trust me. JD5, you're a bad boy. Yeah, man, it's like boxing I turned everything around in that instance. Now, like, my family is a boxing family. My little brother boxes. My dad's a trainer. My entire family tries to travel to my fights and stuff like that. Like, it's like a gathering when I fight. It's like a family reunion. Like, this is what we doing. Like, I have the chance to be, you know, the superstar of the family and, you know, get our name. We a household name.
Yeah. For sure.
So that's what thrives me. That's what ignites
motivation.
me. It's my motivation for sure. I'm leaving a big legacy for my son. Like it's a lot of things that come into play when it comes to that. So I take pride in it. I really take pride in it. And I just want to leave that stain. I want to leave that mark. Like when I'm gone, or even when I stop boxing, like that was a bad man.
Yeah, and you're doing it. And like I said, I'll continue to say, you know, you're an amazing fighter. You've accomplished a lot. And you had mentioned, right, like when you get in that ring, your family's what motivates you, your family's what drives you, and everyone comes out. It's like a family gathering. But in being that person for everyone, is that tough? Like, is it a lot of pressure on you being that you're that person and, like, you know, that...
No, they don't make it tough for me,
No,
honestly.
that's good.
They don't. And
That's really
I
good.
appreciate that. And like, I really don't think about it like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
honestly
awesome.
don't. So, like, when I sit down and actually, like, think about it, like, they don't make it tough for me. They do their due. They still, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still ain't nothing changed. It's the same old thing. It's just like, we just coming up with, it's another ass whooping to celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're looking to do that March 1st.
Trust me. That's all
Okay, so
that's
let's
on
talk
my mind.
about it. Let's talk about it. March 1st, we're what, 3 weeks away now?
Yep.
2-3 weeks away.
3 weeks and 1 day.
3 weeks away. Are you nervous at all? And I don't mean nervous as in like, because I know you're not nervous to get in the ring. You took a fight, and I know that you're confident in your abilities. But do you ever get that, like those jitters right before a big fight, or like those jitters to get in the ring?
Yeah, I think naturally you're supposed to. If
Right.
anybody say that they don't, it's either something wrong with them or they capping. 100% for a fact, they lying. But it naturally takes over, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. You have natural nervous energy, stuff like that. It's just you have to control it. You have to know how to control it. If it gets out of hand, that's where people slip. But it happens naturally for me.
Yeah.
But once that ring walk start, it's
over.
It's over. It's go time. It's vision tunnel. We got one goal, and we gonna die trying to accomplish it.
And how long have you been training for this?
I've been training. So I've been training. Mind you, we were originally supposed to fight December.
Yes.
So I've been training. I kind of got a hint that it wasn't gonna happen in December, so we toned it down a little bit.
So Lamont, you are confident in your abilities, and you are confident that you're going to get a win on March 1st. Tell me, how do you block out all that noise, you know, from just boxing critics, fans, you know, just people in general? How do you block out the naysayers and the people and their opinions they have of you?
For real, they don't matter to me at all, honestly. Like, I got here without them. I'll still be here without them, whether they comment, whether they doubt me or not, for real, especially the ones who think I'm not a worthy opponent or whatever the case may be. 9 times out of 10, you don't know shit about boxing. And then outside of that, you probably think you do. But other than that, you probably never laced up a pair of gloves. You probably never been in the ring. You can't do anything that I'm doing on nowhere near close to my level. So I really don't care. I really don't give 2 flying F words, for real. I only got 3 words for the super haters and naysayers, and you probably familiar with you from New York, SMD. That's all I'm saying. You hear me? Like, that's all I got for them. Honestly,
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't bother me. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I came here to do. I know what I'm doing now to get ready. So it's all good.
I'm excited. I think we're all excited. And one thing about it, too, people are going to say what they're going to say, but everyone's going to tune in. Everyone is going to watch.
Yep.
And I think that I can say that I think we're all really excited about March 1st. Now, you and Gervonta Davis, this is not the first time that you guys have gloved up. Mm-hmm. This is not the first time that you guys have met or anything like that. You guys have fought in the Junior Olympics. And now, years later, you guys are going to be on the big stage in Barclays Center, March 1st. What is it like for you coming back all these years and getting in the ring with someone that I'm sure you respect and someone that was also coming up, you know, with you as well?
It's just a testament to like, obviously we were there for a reason where we were. When we fought, the second time we fought, it was for 1 and 2 in the nation. So now, here we are again, fighting for who's the best probably in the world at our weight. And that's a big, strong testament of what he's done in his career, how he was able to stay the course and become a big superstar, and how I was able to stay the course and show that we were there for a reason. Now we on pay-per-view stage, main event, getting paid X amount of dollars.
Yeah, a good amount of money.
A good amount of money. So that's what it's all about. Yeah. That's what it's all about. And like you said, we literally came up in the same amateur boxing background, literally like neck and neck. So it's that's what boxing is about.
And that's amazing because it looks like you guys both have a mutual respect for each other. You know, obviously Gervonta is amazing. You're amazing, and I think that it's going to be great to see you guys get in that ring March 1st. I'm excited. Yeah. Everyone's excited.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
You know, anytime any fighter gets in the ring, obviously, like we had mentioned, you guys are putting your life on the line. So I'm wishing the best for you, and I'm wishing the best for Gervonta because I know it's going to be a great matchup.
It's going to be a great fight.
So now we're going to do a little fun segment where I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. Okay? So this is basically just to get to know you a little bit more and for your fans also. So the first question that I ask all my guests is, who is the most famous contact in your phone? In your opinion.
The most famous, I know like a lot of big boxers. And
okay, yeah.
I mean, I got like the likes of like Edgar and Hammer.
Edgar Berlanga?
Yes, Edgar Berlanga. Tank, like, you know, we got each other numbers and stuff like that. So it's just like,
those are big contacts.
You know, I want to say maybe the most famous, maybe Sway.
Sway, that's a big contact.
Yeah, that's a big contact.
That is a big contact.
That's a real big contact.
That's a real big contact.
I ain't gonna lie, maybe Sway.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a good one. Awesome. Okay, so the next question is, what is your biggest fear? Do you have one?
I don't have many fears.
Really?
I don't have many fears. I think my biggest fear is not being able to. I think my biggest fear would involve my child.
Of course, yeah.
I think that would be my biggest fear. Anything that involves him that's negative.
Yes. Okay. No, I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
Next question is, what is a song that gets you hype to either come out, whether you're walking out in the ring, or if you're just like gotta go do a spar session, a workout session? Like, what's that song you're gonna put on?
I don't know if people have been paying attention to my YouTube channel or whatever, but
shameless plug. Drop your YouTube channel.
"Heart of a Woman" by Summer Walker really get me in my bag. I ain't gonna lie. What?
R&B.
Yeah, like it get me in my bag. Like I really whoop somebody's ass to that song.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's good to know because I would have thought, you think it's like a big crunk song, but it's like, nah, we might knock you out to some Summer Walker. Okay, love that. Next question is, what was your first big purchase?
I want to say my Rolex. I bought
How much did you drop?
That was probably my first big. It was 29,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I bought that in 2019.
But at least you got it out. And you're like, okay, at least I did it.
That was my first big purchase. And then I want to say like after that it was probably when I bought my. I don't know. My dad was kind of mad when I bought my truck.
What kind of truck?
I got an X7, a 2024 X7. I think those are the only two big purchases that I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't have.
Next question is, what was your favorite childhood memory? Was it that McDonald's story?
Hell no, that ain't my favorite. Hell no.
Hell no.
My favorite childhood memory, because I have a lot, but one of them might be going to wrestling. I seen The Rock wrestle Stone Cold.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Legendary.
Yeah, for sure. And it was at the Verizon Center. Well, that's when it was. I don't even think it was called the Verizon Center back then either.
We don't gotta age ourselves.
Yeah, but yeah, I seen in DC. I seen The Rock wrestle Stone Cold, and then The Rock took off one of his elbow pads and threw it in the crowd. One of my cousins caught it.
Oh my gosh! Talk about a memory right there.
That was a good memory.
Okay, that sounds like a great one. And last question is, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as someone that a lot of people can learn from. I want to be someone who was always giving, someone who was always knowledgeable of what they could pass on, someone that's unselfish, and someone who was a bad motherfucker in that ring. That's what I want to be remembered as. And a great dad. Oh, that's number one, though.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Lamont, for taking the time, for allowing us to get a behind-the-scenes look, for teaching me that three-piece combo.
Man.
You might just inspire me to get into boxing. But I'm super excited. I'm wishing you guys both the best of luck March 1st at the Barclays Center, Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Davis. Make sure to tune in, and thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you.